Sarawak is reaching for the stars. With the new Aerospace Academy, global partnerships and Air Borneo on the horizon, is Sarawak ready for takeoff?
So many people already doing so many trainings. We create a new one, we call it the Blue Ocean Strategy, industry certification.
Training Sarawak's next generation of aerospace talents on Decimal Point. Today we explore one of Sarawak's most ambitious new frontiers, aerospace.
Jadi saya kalau boleh cadang kita tukarkan Akademi Aerospace, bukannya Aviation dulu. Jadi hari ini kita lancarkanlah Akademi Aerospace dan kita kerjasama dengan pihak Institut Pengajian Tinggi dan juga rakan kita di luar.
With tourism receipts hitting the 1 billion ringgit mark every month since January 2025, and with Air Borneo preparing to take flight, Sarawak's potential is set to rise even more, not only as a travel destination, but also as a regional industrial hub. So what does it take to build a complete aerospace and aviation ecosystem for the state? Let's head to Centex, where they're shaping the talents powering Sarawak's aerospace future. Now we're in your main office in Centex, all the way in Santubong. How was your journey before being at the top of the Centex Aerospace Academy, Dato'?
I first worked in Petronas, sponsored by Petronas, so studied in Australia. So started work in Kuching. After that, I was in Miri. Petronas subsidiary company, they call it Petronas Dagangan, on the terminal engineering operation side. So I managed terminals, like I was a terminal manager in Bintulu. So they groomed us to become CEO, future CEO. So after, one of the requirements being, I have to go to do my MBA in Birmingham. So I finished my MBA, then I go to Kuala Lumpur, KLCC, year 2002, SBDU, Strategy Business Development Unit. So the brain of Petronas expansion is in that unit. So we're supposed to talk to Iran, we have to go to Africa, we have to go to Sri Lanka, India, all over the place. So the time was a peak of Petronas expansion. And the good advantage of doing that, you have international experience. Then the state government wanted me to serve the state. So I came back to set up the oil and gas company of ASA. So we started ASA Chemicals, doing the oil and gas and palm oil and all this. The second part is that they wanted me to go transform the civil service training institution. So they call it CMM that time. Actually, the beauty of what I experienced in CMM is that I get to see all the government people, highly qualified people. They have professors, they have doctors, they have very experienced people in the government. So I come to think a bit, the best brain actually goes to Sarawak government, After that, in 2015, they asked me to restart Centex. 10 years ago. Already exists in Sarawak, was 150 training organizations plus universities. But most of them using MQA and also SKM, Srijaya Kemahiran Malaysia. So I was thinking, if I were going to enter into this red ocean, it's going to be very difficult, right? Because there are so many people already doing so many trainings. And then, so we said, okay, we create a new one. We call it the Blue Ocean Strategy. So I create something new, industry certification. And not only industry, number one in the world industries, like Huawei, Bosch, Keysight, Microsoft,
Correct.
Amazon, So these are number one in the world. So my job is to link up with this number one in the world, convince them to bring the technology to Sarawak.
And as we know also in Centex, one of its baby is the Aerospace Academy.
Our main customer is the state government. It's our daddy, right? The state government is our dad. The mother is Aerospace Sarawak. Okay? So even though it's our dad, we treat them like our customer. The second customer we have is the federal government, right? Because we're doing training for the whole Malaysia. That covers Peninsula and also Sabah. Our second customer. Our third customer is the industry. We have a few million project with the industries. They want to train the industry workers. The state government has a big vision to go into hydrogen economy, to go into semiconductors, to go into aerospace, to go into all sort of skills that never been heard before. This is the beauty of what Premier is doing, you know.
That's true.
If you have a state where the leaders are not thinking hard, is not ambitious, I'll be sleeping. It was in July. He said, because he got this Air Borneo in mind, right? He wanted to create a bridge to Peninsula and also the rest of the world. He said, Centex Open Aviation Academy. So in 3 months, you know, we went around to see Aerot, Hornbill and Airbus because it's something different, kan? So we managed to pull through with our Aerot partnership. And they're the biggest industry player in Peninsula. But mostly focus on army, military aircraft. Military actually more advanced than commercial because they have the missile system, jamming system, all this sort of system. Eh? We partnered with them. I said, I want to have 2 helicopters in Dunduk campus. Then they said, wow, that's not easy. So we worked it out. You know, we went to see the ministries and all this to get 2 helicopters for the launching. In October, Premier came to launch it. He was very happy because it's only 3 months. You know? So before the launch, we have already 100 students. We interviewed because Aerot will take them up. For Aerot has 2,500 vacancies for MROs and also aircraft manufacturing. All 100 students, all in there, all the 5 programs, yeah, and the helicopters and so on. So Premier was very happy. But he said, I'm going to change this academy to aerospace. I said, what? This is aviation. Aviation is one part of the aerospace.
Yes, yes.
Aerospace is huge sector. So I think his plan is the Air Borneo, you know, he want to create an industrial zone for aerospace industries, right? We have our Kota Petra. So I built in Kota Petra Aerospace. So now we have 3,000 acres Kota Petra that I put aerospace inside, just in case the state government needs it. So he's changed the name from aviation to aerospace, meaning that now I have to cover not only aircraft, helicopters, avionics, but I also have to cover the low altitude economy. You know, the drones that fly, that carry human, that part also. Then we have to talk about launch vehicle, Lundu to space, you know? Launch vehicle. And inside will be the satellite payloads. Or the International Space Station. There have been in many industries. This is just another one. No longer rocket science to me. We're producing the aircraft engineer, the guy who can sign off aircraft, you're safe to fly.
Now, Centex is clearly driving Sarawak's aerospace momentum. And an aerospace hub is only as strong as its people. So let's go deeper into how that talent is being built. Sarawak is taking on a very big scale on this aerospace industry and perhaps an aerospace economy. And tell us the bigger picture about the aerospace industry as well.
Aero means air. No? Space is outer space. No? In Malaysia, we have this aircraft industry that's been like 60 years. So most of the aircraft manufacturers are sited in Subang.
Okay.
You know, where you have Airbus, there, Boeing, there, all sort of planes inside. And the industries are very well established in Peninsula for the last 60 years. Okay, but we don't have that in Sarawak. Okay, and it's a growing industry. Now that people want more pilots, 25,000 pilots in the region, they want more engineers. You know, so every time you face delay at the airport, that's because there's no engineer to sign.
Okay, now we know the
Now we know, right? So we have a lot of this. So now Malaysia is going to satellites. Okay, I think they launched Razak Sat a couple of years ago. Because satellites ini, There's so many types, The cheap ones that cost 80,000, that will last for 6 months. Habis 6 months, it's just gone. Some satellite cost billions, like the Starlink satellite. Inside one satellite, there are 2,000 satellites. So satellite can vary.
Yeah.
It is not expensive depending on what you want, but the launching is expensive.
Approximately how much is estimated for one launching of
One launching
satellite?
can be, I give you one example, okay? A rocket that costs 30 million. The satellite company pay 50 million to them.
Wow.
So they make 20 million money, like that. So the economics is like that. So it can be like the one that you see at the back here is only 200,000 ringgit rocket. You can launch this. It's only 7-footer. Rocket can be as small as this. So inside the rocket is the payload, the satellite, okay? So USM launched, UITM recently launched. Now people are going towards satellite race.
Yeah.
And then they created a new one, they call it MISA. Now Pahang, Sabah came, and they already registered under MISA. They're interested to launch it. MISA came to Sarawak. We said, Sarawak also interested to do. The first human to orbit was Yuri Gagarin in the 60s. 69, Americans sent Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, and Michael Collins to the moon. First man landed on the moon. It's not fiction. Where are we in this category? We are still like 60 years behind. But it's better late than never, That I want to land somewhere in the moon. I want to go to Mars, That has been my fantasy from when I was born, In my lifetime, I think we'll accomplish it. If I talk about aerospace, nobody wants to go to space, right? You want to become the first Sarawakian in space, right?
Yes. Now, currently, the intake for the Aerospace Academy is 250, correct?
Yeah, basically our training program is the professional certification. There's 6 altogether, but 5 is the fundamentals, like MRO. There are 3 MROs. Maintenance, repair, overhaul of helicopters. That's one program. That will take around 22 months. And then 3 years in the industry, then they can sit for CAM exam, Civil Aviation Authority Malaysia exam. So they become aircraft engineer, okay, after 5 years. So that's MRO, maintenance, repair, overhaul, category A and category B. So these are the one for engineers, not for technician. So ultimately, our students will become aircraft engineer. It's different from aerospace engineer. In Sarawak, we have 2 entities doing it.
Yeah.
One is ICATS, one is Centex. So ICATS does the degree program, using MQA. So aerospace engineer, that's what comes out from there. Or they can do masters, they can do PhD. That's ICATS part.
What about
ours is professional.
Okay.
That means they graduate not using MQA but CAM, Civil Aviation Authority, or DGTA. Director General for the Army, So after 5 years, they become aircraft engineer. Okay. Aerospace is theoretical. That one is under MQA. You need to learn thermodynamics. You need to learn about static. You need to learn about aerodynamic. How the theory of aircraft, the theory of rockets, the theory part. That's covered by the academic. So now ICATS is doing that. So we are more into the professional side. We're producing the aircraft engineer, the guy who can sign off, aircraft. Okay, you're safe to fly. These guys. These guys must be able to open an aircraft, strip it, assemble it back. That's how skillful they are. And different aircraft, different technology. Boeing got so many types of aircraft, and MRO has to be tailored to the different model. The Airbus A380, A320. There are hundreds of models. So along the way, we cannot provide everything now. We provide you with the MRO, the students. After that, you have to specialize yourself in your work. It's highly regulated. You have to visit for a refresher program. There's so many. Inside our program, there's so many certification,
Yes.
Micro certification that people have to undergo to become competent in that field. So it's totally different from degree. It's totally different. You learn basic foundation for 6 months, the theory behind all this, the physics, the chemistry, the mechanics behind aircraft, but the rest of it will be hands-on.
How we can walk us through, what was the allocated for Centex and also for its training with its programs and everything? Is it free for Sarawakians?
We are a state entity, 100% owned by ASEAN Sarawak. Our daddy is the state, our mom is ASEAN Sarawak. Okay? That will make an analogy of it. So state is our customer, our daddy and our customer. If you look at the public documents, we receive around 40 million every year from the state to cover for 2,500 people to run all the campuses. So Centex don't decide this, the campuses. Depends on the premier, where he wants to set us. So Lawas, Dalat, it's all decided by top people. We are the guys going to make it happen. Our vision is our vision. Our own vision is not important. Our customers' vision is very important. So federal government also. So now we can train the whole Malaysia because federal government give us 30 million a year. Right? State 40. So recently it was announced in the Dun, 96 million for ICATS, South Skill, Centex, and also Kuala type. So that you can see that it's around almost 100 million every year. If Centex were to work alone, it's impossible to do, right? And we have the big partners, people like Huawei, SolarBest. We have Google as our partner, SLB, Schlumberger, so the best engineering oil and gas company in the world.
At the center of Sarawak's growth strategy is Centex. After all, investing in its talent is a strategy in itself. Not only to raise household incomes in Sarawak, but also to drive economic growth and attract private sector investment through skilled talent. Choosing a standard TVET education might also give its general importance as well. Now, what is the difference in Centex between TVET and Centex as a whole, Batok?
TVET, by definition, you must be registered with SKM, they call it, Sijil Kemahiran Malaysia. And also for universities, it's under MQA. But there's a bigger one, which is the industry certification. Okay? People like West Point, US, it's not a university, it's not TVET. It's a military training organization. They train the best army in the world. They're not university. So in the case of West Point, they teach you to become general, they teach you to become lieutenant, they become captain. Where's the degree inside there? Nothing, right? So that's what we call industry certification. West Point is one example. You have the military academy in Malaysia, which doesn't follow TVET, neither MQA. But it's specialized in how to become pilot in the aircraft, how to become engineers, corp in the military. This is what we call industry certification. So we are not the first one. Actually, in Malaysia, there's so many such models that people probably don't understand. It's not SKM, it is not a university, but industry certification. So that's the key difference. So Centex follow that model. We are based on industry, what industry want. So industry move very fast. They cannot afford for you to change the syllabus. So industry certification give you the agility to change to what industry want. And moreover, all of these students will be working in the industry, right? In Malaysia, we have 32 million people. 16 million work in the industry. So what the industry is your customer at the end, right? So what they want, that's what Centex is doing.
You also mentioned earlier that Centex is training, Malaysians, and he has always been also as a whole. Now, there are some questions also out there. Is it free only for Sarawakians and for those who are interested out of Sarawak, namely international students or those from Peninsular Malaysia? How can they hop on the same vision as you have offered earlier?
Yeah, so basically, for the last 10 years, Centex has been very focused on Sarawak market, right? We're going to Sarawak needs and all this. And last year, the TVET chairman came here. So they wanted to see what programs we had. So when we saw the programs, because under Dr. Sri Zahid, there are 200 over training institutions, including UniKL, Giat Mara, all these Mara institutions under him, right? So he saw the gap. So he saw the industry certification, which is quite surprising. People never seen this. Huawei certification, Bosch certification. There's
I
never
was one
been,
of them
right?
during the training here under Huawei.
Under Huawei. So they came here. So he said, why don't we replicate this in the federal institution? I said, we can do that, but it will take time for you people to adjust, to buy billions of dollars of equipment, So a better way will be sent to us. We train them up, then we find a job for them in Semenanjung or Sabah. That's exactly what we did. So he gave 30 million, first cohort. So 1,000 people will be trained here. So basically what I'm saying, now we have Sarawak for the last 10 years. The last 5 years, we're going into Semenanjung and also Sabah. Next 5 years is ASEAN. So we're progressing step by step. Now we can accept all Malaysian. So will international students. As long as they can pay, they can study here. In fact, we're going to do what's said now. This coming 2026, we're going to deal with ASEAN countries. Since our PMX is the ASEAN chairman, they give us a better platform, to talk to. But remember, Malaysia is only 30 million. ASEAN is 700 million market. A big potential. So that's our strategy right now. Next 5 years, ASEAN.
To cater to that 700 million in ASEAN, would you say it's possible to hit in that timeline now that we have the direction and now the pressure is being on setting the bar towards that target? Are we able to do it?
If Sentex were to work alone, it's impossible to do, right? We don't have the big partners. And we have the big partners, people like Huawei, people like SolarVest. Huawei is the biggest 5G equipment technology provider in the world, So they have 180 countries. They're already there. In Thailand, in Myanmar, they're already in Singapore. So they have done all this work for us, right? So we partner with them. We call the collaboration, that's going to be signed in a few months from now, Senhua, Ascending. Premier name it, Sentex Huawei collaboration, they call it Senhua. So we are talking about Senhua 2.0. That's going to ASEAN region. Like we have Google as our partner. We have SLB, Schlumberger. So the best engineering oil and gas company in the world. Not Sentex, these guys. So we have the giants with us. I think our journey will be, it's going to be not a rough ride, but it's going to be a stable journey.
Now, today we have delved down a lot on aerospace, Dato'. Now, how about the other key economic sectors also in Sarawak? What is also Sentex hopping on, aside from aerospace?
Yeah, we are covering 10 industries right now. So we have aerospace, one of them. We also have electrical sector, because electrical is a big sector. There are 17,000 vacancies in electrical, the wireman, chargeman. Everybody needs that. Some organizations have to share the judgment because they don't have the qualified people. So aerospace, electrical. So we have another sector which call it digital. Digital, you have AI inside, augmented reality. You have the telecommunication network, the backbone. Okay, so without the backbone, there is no internet. Without internet, digital world just sleep. Okay, so besides that, electrical is also very important. Digital cannot exist without energy, kan?
Yes.
Your phone needs energy, your rumah needs energy to run the internet. Artificial intelligence, we're developing specifically for the industry. AI for construction industry, we have Gamuda.
Yeah.
We recently signed MOU. Because Gamuda is the biggest in Malaysia for city development, engineering and smart tunnel. They are the best to give you their 40 years of experience. Artificial intelligence for construction, artificial intelligence for oil and gas. That's SLB, Schlumberger. So we work and artificial intelligence for telecommunication. That's Huawei. So next year we launch some of this AI center. It's not general AI center. It's application for the industries. Even Islamic studies, you need people how to learn the Quran. So there's also an AI for it. It's the revolution, precision farming. That's another area. Because Sarawak needs food. Paddy right now, we're importing 80% of paddy. That's 200,000 tons a year, So the Premier said, direction is that we don't want to import anymore. We want to produce locally. We have such a big land, right? But our paddy production is 20% of what we need. 40,000 tons a year. That's very small. So I think that's the main driver now. I'm not talking about tomato and chili. These are things, yes, we can grow big, but the market is not that big. But paddy is everybody's take. So fashion technology is another one. We developed this fashion shoe making, handbags, all this. This also requirement of people, right? And the next one that we're exploring just recently, a few months ago, is what we call the green mining. The studies from Geoscience Malaysia, Sarawak has a big potential of 1.25 trillion ringgit of minerals and metals. Besides oil and gas, right? We are big in oil and gas. 60% of oil and gas in Malaysia come from Sarawak. But we now enjoy only 1 billion GDP for mining. There's a big potential we have not explored. Rare earth, gold, coal, iron, rare earth for magnet, So rare earth is the in thing right now. So that's why Sentex is involved in these 10 industries.
With Sarawak focusing on advanced industries, building skilled, future-ready talents is key. Aerospace may be a new chapter, but the groundwork is already taking shape. Sarawak's next generation is ready to soar on Decimal Point.